Beautiful plane, right? Like, this is a new scheme that I got off of FlightSim.to2. This is VFA 25 Fist of the Fleet out of Lemoore as well. So it's just a plain Jane Super Hornet. Nothing fancy. It's not all colorful like the CAG birds are, which, like, this is the bulk of the fleet to me. So this is what we'll be flying the most. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. We're back at it in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, and today we're taking the A-18 Super Hornets back out with some improvements that has been made to the aircraft via mods. So this is going to be really cool. The main mod that we are using is called the, let's see, it is the FA-18 Super Warrior mod, and what it basically does is it adds wingtip vortices, leading edge vortices, a vapor cone at the sonic barrier, engine exhaust, which is affected by the afterburner. It adds aerobatic smoke. It adds engine heat that will only appear when the engines are running. Evidently, it was all the time. I never noticed that. Native contrails will be disabled. It has the automatic afterburner, which is tied to the throttle, which I absolutely love. The AOA indicator is activated by the tail hook. It has a simplified arresting process, a simplified catapult launch, and a dedicated smoke switch. So those are some mods that I'm really looking forward to. The main one just being that the afterburner is now tied to the throttle instead of having the key binding on a separate key. Then the other mod that I've installed with the aircraft is going to be a fuel mod, and what basically that does is, well, on the last flight that we had, our left engine went dead. It turns out that was due to fuel starvation because something to do with the tanks, the fuel tanks, the fuel wasn't circulating between the tanks the way it was supposed to, and it's causing the left engine to go dead once you hit a certain amount of fuel in the airplane. So there is a manual, there's a mod on the Microsoft forum that you have to actually add to. I think it was the flight configuration or whatever. Manually, you have to copy and paste it in there, replace the fuel system with a new one, and that fixes that. It definitely eliminated the problem, so the plane is good to go now. Anyway, let's go ahead and hop in and get going. All right, we're loaded up and ready to go. Also, let's pull up a little nav map real quick, show a route. We're gonna be flying VR 1262 today in southern, or I guess central Southern California. All right, so here's our map. This is going to be NAS Lemoore. That's where we're flying out of once again in Central Valley. Fresno's going to be up here. This is the Lemoore MOAs. We're going to take off out of Lemoore. We're going to go to the Wade fix. It's like the Reeves 4 departure or something like that. We're going to fly down direct to the Paso Robles tack in, and then we're going to fly to a waypoint called Rugti, and then we're going to pick up the low-level route VR 1262 at Point Bravo. It's got multiple entry and exit points, so we'll pick up and start the route at Point Bravo. I didn't want to start it way out over the water here, so we're going to pick up at Bravo on that alternate entry. Then we'll fly direct Charlie, Delta, Echo, Foxtrot. We'll proceed to Gulf, which is just north of Mojave. It will then go to Hotel, which is south of Tehachapi, then India, and let's see, finally, let's see, this is going to be Juliet and exit at Kilo. Now the route goes on up here into this part of California, but we're going to exit a little bit early so we can kind of stay in the area. Then we'll head direct to Swoop, which is the exit point for the range, and then sink, and then make our arrival into Lemoore. So it should be a nice flight. I'm looking forward to this one, especially with the mods and upgrades. All right, I think we're good to go. Let's go ahead and pull up our navigation. I did figure out how to do that. So we're going to hit menu, and then a menu again to go to the SUPT, and then we'll go to, I think it's going to be HSI, and then we hit waypoint and sequence 1, and that'll pull up your route. Now you see your dotted line for your routes there, which is really nice to have. It's kind of a little bit buggy though. It seems like the stuff kind of comes and goes. All right, now I think we're set to go. Let's go ahead and knock the brakes off, open the throttle, and we'll taxi over to the runway. I am really digging this aircraft. It is already getting better with the improvements. It's a fun plane to fly. I think it has a tremendous amount of potential. All right, let's get over here on runway 14. All right, I think we're set. We're going to make a burner departure. Let's go ahead and open the throttle, get going here. All right, go into burner. Nice. Okay, let's go ahead and start coming out of the throttle. We don't want to exceed 300 knots. I don't know if they do that, if they have that there at Lemoore. Some bases you see that, like they have to be out of the burner by 300 knots, so that's kind of what we're going by. I know they do that at Lake and Heath, and I want to say they do that at Nellis as well, but that's Air Force thing. Could be completely different for the Navy. All right, let's go ahead and turn on course. Or slowed up a little bit there. There we go, that's better. All right, had to get everything adjusted, a little better view of the HUD there. Really hazy day in the valley today, right? Go ahead and
118.15 Falco 11.
Another beautiful day to fly in California, right? Like, gorgeous. It's a little bit hazy. A little bit hazy, but absolutely gorgeous, nonetheless. All right, let's get back on course. Now, with bringing that information up on MFD, now we have a steering cue as well, so that's cool. I still haven't figured out if we can get a radar altimeter on the HUD. It would be nice if we could. I'd love to see one, but I haven't figured that out yet. You know what? Let's go ahead and level off here. All right, speed of Paso Robles down below. We're getting ready to make our turn towards Rugty. And then we'll start our entry into the route. Like, descending into that water is real tricky. Like, the water is real deceiving as far as like how high up you are. All right, let's go ahead and pick up the route. We'll try to do 1500 as best we can. It's going to be hard to say exactly over the terrain. All right, there we are, Point Bravo. Turn towards our next one here. All right, heading to Charlie, 1,500 feet, give or take. So, gosh, it's gonna be hard. We'll say about 2,000. With the hills and stuff, it's gonna be really tough to say. Supposedly, this is like a really highly sensitive noise area. At least people don't like the sound of freedom buzzing over their buzzing over their house. I loved it. I miss it. I miss it to this day. There is nothing like hearing them fly over the house on a Saturday morning and like running out the front door in time to kind of catch them in the distance, you know. Saw that many times back in the day with F4s and all kind of different jets, B-1 bombers, you name it. Beautiful plane, right? Like, this is a new scheme that I got off of FlightSim.to2. This is VFA 25 Fist of the Fleet out of Lemoore as well. So it's just a plain Jane Super Hornet. Nothing fancy. It's not all colorful like the CAG birds are, which, like, this is the bulk of the fleet to me. So this is what we'll be flying the most. Still a really nice looking airplane. All right, as soon as we hit Point Charlie, we'll be able to get on the deck at 200 feet. Somewhere, like I said, we'll have to guesstimate it since we don't have a radar altimeter, at least that I can see. Need to figure that out. All right, less than a mile out of Point Charlie. Let's go ahead and hit it to the next one there. We should be good to go. We shouldn't really have to change our course or anything like that, but we can go ahead and descend down to about 200 feet. We'll do that. Man, she loses speed so quick. You back off the throttle just a little bit and the speed just starts coming off. F-15 is a lot of different. The DC designs, F-15 is way different. Like, sometimes it seems like it just doesn't want to lose speed at all. This one does. I didn't realize till the other day that the F-18 Super Hornet is actually a few hundred pounds heavier than the F-15E, than the Strike Eagle. I thought the Strike Eagle would have been the heavier of the planes, but it's actually not. It's only like 200 or 300 pounds difference, but I guess I attribute that to the beefy landing gear on the Navy plane, you know, because their landing gear are beefed up way more than the Air Force guys. All right, cross over this ridge line here and back down, and then from this point I think we have to do 1,000 feet above. After Delta it echoes 1,000 feet, I think that's what it said. All right, next waypoint. I wish these would cycle on their own. That would be really nice. And let's go ahead and climb up. We'll guesstimate. We'll just get above the ground. That should be about right, give or take. Some a little bit of haze in the mountains there. Hopefully that won't get too bad. All right, we'll use the valley here for a bit. We can't stray too far though. We'll get out of the route corridor. Let's think about low-level flying in the UK versus the United States. You got a lot more leeway in the UK to use the terrain than you do in the United States. Like, you're really severely limited by a linear route in a corridor, and having to like stay within the confines of it. All right, 5 out of Foxtrot. We need to see about updating live traffic. I read it a while back and it didn't seem like it was acting right, and I assumed that like the last update did something to break it. I saw several aircraft that were like going in circles, so something wasn't quite right. I have to watch this terrain here. It's very gradually rising until you see the mountains. Like, it looks relatively flat, but it's actually rising just a little bit. Yeah, it's laggy today for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know why. It's a little laggy today. Could be all these 50 bazillion windmills. Got into a bunch of haze too. This is a VR route, so we have to maintain VMC conditions, or maintain VMC, so Trying to find a good way to route along this ridge line. We're kind of like running right down the length of it. It's not really presenting any kind of good, good paths. All right, so we'll exit the route. We'll exit at Kilo. We'll quick climb to like 22,000 feet or something like that, and then cruise back to Fallon. There you go. There's another radio tower. That's cool. I see it. It's definitely marked on the map. It's there. They're in the sectional. So that's an awesome, awesome mod. I'm really glad I grabbed that one. We are 3 out of Kilo. All right, we're off. Let's go ahead and exit. And we'll make a climbing left turn towards Swoop. Go ahead to our next waypoint here. There we go. There you go, nice view of the wingtip vortices and the exhaust trail from the aircraft. It's kind of interesting that the wingtip vortices are persistent. I thought you would have seen those in like turns and stuff like that, not just all the time, but either way, it's a pretty cool effect. Adds a little something to it. All right, there's a nice view of Fresno International Airport is where F-15s are based out of for the California Air National Guard. That'd be a cool place to fly out of as well. Get a little F-15 action. All right, I think we're good. Let's go ahead and turn something like our base, start descending. We'll do 350 knots. A lot of haze that direction. I don't know if we're going to be able to do this or not. There we go. All right, got the field there. We're a little bit offset, but we'll be all right. All right, go ahead and break midfield. Whoa, 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 what is that? What is that? What is that? What is that? What is she doing? Like, that was really weird. She just rolled to the right on her own for what it was almost like it was going in a stall, but we were at 250 knots. I have no clue what that was about. Like, we should have been fine. I don't know what that was about. All right, there we go. Finally got the runway in sight. That was dicey. That was really, really dicey. Been a little bit fast. We'll have to lose the speed. Almost like the auto flaps weren't working. Because I just deployed the flaps and there we go. Why is she is just acting really, really weird. Yeah, it was almost like the auto flaps weren't working because then I manually deployed the flaps and you saw the speed coming on off. That was really weird. Now I'm going to have to investigate that a little bit more because none of that felt right or seemed right to me. Like, I don't know why. Since she felt like she was going to stall in that break, it makes me wonder if the flaps weren't deployed, if maybe that had something to do with it. Something wasn't right with that though. I couldn't, like, it seemed like it was going in a stall, but we're at 250 knots. It just, all of a sudden, it just started rolling to the right. All right, let's go ahead and get the flaps cleaned up. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this one. I still say the plane has a lot of potential. It's nice being able to have the afterburner tied to the throttle now. That was the main reason I got the mod allflightsim.to was to do that. The vortices and all that, those are all right. I mean, they're nice visual effects, but I think the whole afterburner thing was a good fix. The fuel, you know, we definitely need drop tanks on this plane. That is a big deal. I was watching videos the other day of F-18s on low levels, and they all just about had centerline tanks. I don't remember seeing any of them with wing tanks. I think every single one of them, every single video, they had a centerline. So that would be another thing too to really extend the range on the airplane. The fuel fix did work. The engine didn't go dead, so that solved that issue as well. So all in all, there's people working on it. It's heading in the right direction. It definitely looks promising. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to hit that like, subscribe, ring that bell, leave me a comment, let me know what you think of the F-18 Super Hornet, and we'll catch you in the air next time. Peace.